Namaste everyone. In today's video, we're going to focus on Muni Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 4.7. Now in this particular Yoga Sutra, Muni Patanjali is helping us to understand the nature of the yogi's karma and what types of karma exist for most of us as common people. So let's take a good look at this sutra, start breaking it up word by word and understanding what exactly are these types of karma and how do they manifest. So let's take a good look at the sutra, break it up word by word and go much deeper into its meaning. So the sutra itself goes, Karma Shukla Krishna Yogina Stri Vidha Mitre Sham. Alright, so this is the sutra itself. Now let's start studying it word by word to understand it a little bit better. So the first word here, of course, is karma. And karma over here refers to the action, the particular movement or action that is being taken by a person. So that is karma. Then coming to the next word is ashukla. So ashukla is an interesting word because it's saying that shukla usually refers to white. So ashukla means non-white, which basically means non-virtuous or something that's bad. The next word is Krishna. Krishna indicates something that's black or dark, and Krishna means not black. So something that is not black is virtuous or good, alright, according to the sutra. And then finally the next word is yogin. So it's saying of the yogi or yogi of. So it's indicating something that with respect to the yogi. And then comes the next word, which is Trividham. Now, tri indicates three, okay, so the root for three, and vidham over here is talking about variety. So Trividham means the three different varieties, and we're just going to understand in a moment what those varieties are. The final word here is itara, and that essentially means other or of the other. So now that we've understood the meanings of each of the words, let's think about what exactly is the sutra saying. So the sutra is indicating that there are basically, for the yogi, the karmas are neither virtuous or non-virtuous. So we can't really categorize them like that for a yogi who is about to finish up the karmas from the karmashaya, because it doesn't fall within those two categories in that particular way. But for everybody else, for all other people, it's sort of like an admixture of three types. Either it is, meritful, sinful, or a mixture of both merit and sin. So this is the case for most other people, but it's different for the yogi. So now in just a moment, we're going to go deeper into the explanation and start understanding how is this different for the yogi and what is the yogi more used to in terms of these karmic tendencies, and in what way does he or she start using them up in the Nirmana Chitta format. So one very important concept to understand through these sutras is that the way in which a karma manifests itself really depends on the intention and the expectation with which we conduct that karma. If we go into a particular karma expecting that fruit to give us a certain sense of joy, then we'll be really happy when it gives us that joy, and we'll be really sad if it does the opposite. So what is happening here is we're attaching our intention and our expectation to the fruit of that action. So depending on what kind of phala we get, we'll react accordingly. And that gives a certain velocity and a certain intentionality and tendency to the karma itself, which makes it then meritorious, sinful, or a mixture of both, right? And for most of us, it's pretty difficult to categorize these things in black and white. It's really difficult to understand which karma or, how is all of it coming together is really, really difficult for the average person to be able to understand and explain. But the law of karma works very accurately, and that is able to determine your intentionality, your expectation, the way in which you are expecting and viewing that particular phala, and then accordingly the karma tends to manifest itself. Now, this is obviously something that is part of the law of karma. But at the same time, if a person engages in karma in a way that they have no attachment, no expectation, no intention for a reward, which means they are not conducting the action with the hope of a reward or for any kind of other hope, but instead they're doing it for the joy of the action itself, that will be Nishkama karma. So either they're doing it for the joy of the action, for the duty of the action, or just for the action in itself. And that will have no resultant phala, or no attachment, no intention, no expectation of the result of it. And that, therefore, the sutra is explaining that the yog sadhak, when he's trying to exhaust the karmashaya, his karmas cannot be looked at as meritful or sinful so directly, because when the nirmana chittas are working towards exhausting the karma, they're not doing so because they want to accumulate more. They're doing so because it's to be done. So the action has to be conducted and has to be finished up. So there's almost no intention, no expectation, no enamorment with the phala. And because there's no enamorment with the phala in this case, there is no creation of new karmic tendencies, and then the karma gets wiped out and finished completely. So this is a very key point to remember, because if the yogi starts to get attached and thinks that, oh, this can happen. If he thinks that one of those old karmas was so good, I know that if I perform the sanskara of that karma, I will get back a joyous reaction. So if with that expectation you're putting it into the nirmana chitta, expecting there to be a certain level of joy, that will hamper with the way in which that karma is conducted, then it may create a reaction, So it's really important for the yog sadhak to be careful. And in most cases, by this stage, the yog sadhak already knows exactly what he or she is doing, which is why the karma does not end up being attached to the phala. It usually just ends up being karma because it needs to be completed so that the yogi can move into the next realm. So this is something that, emerges with practice, with a lot of time, with a lot of patience. And essentially because of that, the meritoriousness or the sinfulness of the yogi's karma cannot be adjudged, because it's just being completed and finished the way it needs to be. It's not going to attract new phala into it. Whereas for most of us, we're still in the realm of birth and death, and for us, our karmas can be either meritorious, sinful, or a mixture of all of that, depending on what kind of a result we are seeking from it and what we are chasing after. So this is a sutra that essentially is just explaining some fundamental concepts and truths of the karma siddhanta and how this entire theory of karma works. So once we're able to understand this better, we gain a much deeper understanding into what is going on with these nirmana chittas and how exactly does a person, use them in order to finish up the past karma sanskaras. So this is it for this particular video 4.7. As you can see, we've covered just a gist, the overall theme of the sutra, but of course we go into it in much more detail in our classes, courses and workshops. So if you're interested in joining in, please don't forget to check out the links in the description, and we would love to see you in class in one of the future classes. Apart from that, if you have enjoyed this video, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Leave your comments, thoughts and suggestions in the comments box below. And also please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because we release new videos every single week. And also do share this video with your friends and family, especially those who are studying yoga philosophy or the Yoga Sutras. With that, we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, take care, keep on practicing, and we're going to see you very soon. Namaste.